Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fertile, and we have Caitlin Townsend with us. Hey Caitlin.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how's it going? And
Good,
so
good.
Caitlin, good. And so Caitlin is one of our fertility coaches. She's also a professional chef and has a background in nutrition. So today in our little snack series, so fertility friendly foods for easy snacks, we're going to be making a olive tapenade. So excited to see what this is like because I love tapenades.
Yes. Okay, so this is like another easy, very inexpensive thing to make, and I love it because you can be really creative with it and add all kinds of different things in your pantry or kitchen. So we're right now I'm just using the Kalamata olives. You can use whatever kind of pitted olives.
Mhm.
That will make your life a lot easier. So get pitted olives, and just make sure you read the ingredients on anything. You know, this one just has a little bit of sea salt and olive oil in it already, but we are going to rinse it. So, you know, a lot of times cans can be tricky to open. And so we're just going to bang it on the table a couple of times just to get the lid loose. Let's see if I can open it. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I'm just going to drain this out into the sink into a colander.
That's a cool tip for the banging. I sometimes would just put it under the hot water to get it. And sometimes even that doesn't work. So the banging.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to just rinse that off, and then we're going to start with a little bit of garlic to put into our tapenade.
So
So
why, just got a
have
question. So why would you rinse I've never rinsed the olives. Why would you rinse the olives?
So, you know what? I just don't need any of the juice, and they were filled with brine. And
Okay.
so, anything, even if you get the ones in cans, they're not going to be dry packs. They're going to have a brine with them.
Yeah. You don't want the brine.
Rinse that off. We don't need any of that because we're going to be adding our own liquid into the mixture.
Got it.
So we're going to do 2 cloves of garlic. So we just are going to hit it flat with the flat part of our knife and the flat part of our hand as well. And this makes the skin slip off easily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Caitlin also offers fertility-friendly cooking lessons, so definitely can
Yeah.
check those out too. I'll have a link in the show notes for that one. You can do
Okay.
that with your partner. It's really fun. I did it with my husband. It's like super fun. You have a main meal and then usually a little drink or maybe a little dessert, depending on what you want. And she'll customize the menu for you based on any of your food sensitivities.
Definitely. Okay, so now when you're cutting garlic up, remember you always want to use your fingers. Make sure that they are not flat because then they can get cut much more easily. So you want to make sure that they are going to be curved against the knife always. And that way you can really cut nice and easily. And your thumb, let's see, is going to be tucked under your fingers like this always. Okay, so your thumb is never out like that. A lot of times it can be the top part can be sliced into much easier. So just make sure you keep your fingers tight, and then you always want to kind of just utilize your knife. This is what I see people doing all the time. They are always on the handle. They're not choking up on the handle, so they don't get a good grip on it. So you want to always make sure that you choke up on the knife, just like you would a pencil. You're not going to write with the eraser, you know, right where the eraser is. You want to really choke up on it. So that's going to make your life a lot easier. Some people have a garlic press and that makes their life easier. So whatever works for you. So, and of course we're going to put this in the food processor so you don't have to mince it up so much, but just a little bit is great. So I have a food processor here and I'm going to put my drained and rinsed olives into my food processor. Let's see that. All right. And then I'm going to put my garlic into it as well. And I'm going to do a little bit of crunch with this mixture. So I'm going to add in some pumpkin seeds. Some people do the seed cycling. So pumpkin seeds are really high in zinc. So they're good for you and your partner as well. Zinc is good for the immune system. So we're going to add about 1/2 cup of pumpkin seeds. So these are just non-roasted. If you found roasted ones with a little bit of sea salt, that's fine too. And then I love fresh herbs. So we're going to do some parsley. So with the parsley, a lot of times people will not utilize the stems, and that's like a big deal.
I know. I learned that from you in the cooking class because I literally was like, "Ooh, stems, garbage." Oh, apparently not.
Exactly. So we'll probably use like half of this bunch to go in there. But what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of roll it up into a tight little ball. So that way we're going to use all of it. Now, remember, we're putting it in the food processor, so it's going to be chopped up really fine, but we're just going to rough chop it here. So we rolled it into a tight ball, and then we're just going to pop the whole thing into the food processor.
And that was parsley, not cilantro, right? Parsley.
That's parsley, but if you're a cilantro lover, you can use cilantro too.
Nice.
If you really love basil, basil is a good one to add, but I think parsley goes pretty much with everything. Do not add any more salt to this because the olives have been in a brine already, and so they are already plenty salty. You don't need to add any more to this, but we will be adding pepper and olive oil. So I'm just going to grab one more lemon. We're just going to roll your lemon because that makes the juice come out a lot easier. This is a little organic lemon. Sometimes you can find the organic ones. Those are always the best to use. And remember, we're going to do the little trick of, so none of my seeds are going to come out into my mixture. So we're just going to use our hand as a sieve. Got a seed right there. And just squeeze it into your hand, and the juice runs through your fingers, but the seeds do not. So we're going to use the whole entire lemon.
Yeah, we have one of those lemon things, but I didn't get it until maybe like a year ago because I was doing it that way. But it's the lemon thing is easier. But yeah, it's all, you have so many gadgets and then they just clog up the drawers and then you end up throwing them out anyways.
Exactly. You know, so it's all about making your life easier. So whatever you find easy, whatever is going to make you, you know, cook more, then that is the ticket. So this is loud, so I'm going to turn this on just for a minute. And we just want to scrape the sides down. And then we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. So about a 1/4 cup of olive oil until it gets to be nice and a nice consistency. Of course, it's not going to be runny like a pesto, but you don't want it to be too loose. So don't add too much. And, okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit, like I said, a 1/4 cup of olive oil into it. We're going to give it a scrape down and a little taste as well. So remember, one of the most important things is always taste as you go. That way you are always knowing, you know, what else does it need? Does it need a little bit more acidity? Does it need, you know, a little bit more pepper? So it's got like that crunch. It's really bright with the lemon. And then if I were to eat this with something else, you know, then I would use like the Mary's crackers. You could also use some sliced up cucumbers would be really delicious with this because they're very refreshing, and all kinds of really good veggies with it as well. Awesome. Top also be put on top of anything. So on top of your chicken, on top of your salmon would be delicious. Or if you have like a really good quality grain-free pasta, then you can just mix it into that, mix it into your quinoa dish, anything.
Love it. Amazing. And how long is it, and how do you store it? And how long does it store for?
Yeah, so this will last you in the fridge for weeks upon weeks. So I just want to show you what it looks like. Not the most beautiful color, of course, but very, very flavorful. Mm-hmm. And like I said, you don't need to add any salt at all to it because it is really salty.
Nice. Beautiful.
With lots of herbs on top, and it's just really yummy.
Beautiful. Awesome. So thanks again, Caitlin, and feel free to ask to join the Fab Fertile support group. The link is below in the show notes. And I'll have the link in there for the cooking class too. If you wanted to check out Caitlin's cooking class with your partner, that's a really fun thing to do to have some fertility friendly foods, and she'll customize them for you. And thanks again, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.